Hello there, this is DJ Waldow, Director of Community at Blue Sky Factory with today's email review. Today I'll be looking at the Kogod School of Business. I've got two different emails from them. This one is their weekly student newsletter, it looks like, to the undergrad business students. And this one is the weekly student newsletter to the graduate students. You can see as I toggle back and forth, the look and the feel is almost identical. Looks like for the most part they're changing out that header image, and the content looks to be, actually as I go back and forth, pretty similar as well. Looks like that calendar is a little different, and a few other things. Just a heads up that this is a Blue Sky Factory client, and the version of the email I'm looking at has these snippet codes in it. So what you're seeing up here is just our version of how to personalize a newsletter. So anytime you see that, basically this is just a link to view that email in the browser. So just something to consider as we're looking through these emails. So I'm not certain what the subject line of this is, and as I've said in previous email reviews, certainly that's something that is worthy of testing. I've recommended creative subject lines for different clients, and yet after testing they found that what I would consider plain and boring actually outperforms. So do your testing on the subject line, see what gets more opens, more clicks, more conversions, and then send the email out based on that. In fact, I'd always recommend testing the subject line on almost every send. So let's take a look at this newsletter. For those that have heard me review emails before, this is just a personal thing. I am not a fan of a table of contents. I know certain people are. I know that it works for some, but it may be worth testing that as well. And the reason I'm against the table of contents is I think if you need to have a table of contents in an email, it's probably too long. So as I look through this email, my hunch was correct. Pretty long, right? I'm about a third of the way down, about halfway, 3/4, all the way to the bottom, a little bit of white space at the bottom here too, and then there's the unsubscribe options. So the reason I'm against this table of contents is, to me, it just jumps out to me right away that this is going to be a really long email. This is again targeted towards undergrad students, and just a hunch, but I know we're all busy, and we all get a lot of email, and I'm thinking if this email is this long, especially to an undergrad audience, it may be less likely to be read. But again, be interested to see what links particular get clicked. Remember too, when you've got links in here like anchor links, those are not always trackable also, so you don't necessarily know where people are going. So as I look at this email again, it's just long. There's just a lot. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of announcements, a lot of different events. But what I don't see in here is, I think it's really important to drive people back to your website. If you know, having them stay in the email, you just don't know exactly what they're doing. I mean, yet we have some tracking, the ability to see how long they're in the email, but ideally you want them back on your website and engaging there, or your blog, or wherever your home base is. So what I'd like to see in here in this email is maybe some calls to action. Shorten this newsletter up a little bit, have some calls to action that direct them back to that website, or back specifically to that article, or in this case, the event. So I see some of them here. There's a link here, but I don't. Again, there's just a lot of text here, and I don't know exactly what to do or what I'm supposed to be looking at here. It's as you can see from the header, it's a weekly newsletter. So it seems to me there's a lot to build on a weekly basis, and I wonder if you could either send this more frequently with less content, or just try to trim it down a little bit. As far as the look and feel, it's a little bit bland. It certainly could use probably a template of sorts and sort of pretty it up. But again, that's all worthy of testing also. These links sort of get lost. It looks like there's the calendar here. I can connect with them on Facebook or on Twitter, but I really don't see those, just because I don't see those the icons, and also the ability to share this. I didn't really go through this email, but I would say the same type of stuff applies. It's a very similar email. So overall, those are some of my suggestions for the Kogod School of Business. Again, DJ Waldow, Director of Community at Blue Sky Factory, with today's email review.